right, now we move on to the Hierophant, which is the last card in this middle three of this transitionary middle section of the first row of the tarot. So the Hierophant represents doctrine. This is a set of societal beliefs. They can be religious or educational, and then it also represents our own submission to those beliefs. This is a mediated experience of the divine. Here the priest is the one that talks to God, and he interprets the message for us. And for some people, that's just great. They're like, you talk to God or goddess, that's cool with us, and we'll get the message. Yeah, so this is entering a doctrine and learning and accepting a set of societal beliefs. Like I said, either religious or educational. And this card provides for our spiritual and intellectual needs. The Empress provides nature for our sort of just living life, grain, water. The Emperor provides a stable society, and the Hierophant and his doctrine provide for our spiritual and intellectual needs. So, yeah, like I said, a mediated experience of the divine, and providing for our spiritual needs and intellectual needs. That's the best case scenario of this card. The worst case is the power of the priestly elite becoming corrupted. That would be the downside of that. Yeah, as far as the symbolism in the card, again, we have these two pillars. The two pillars in the High Priestess were the gate to our own subconscious, which we could glimpse beyond the veil. Here, these two pillars represent a gate to doctrine. There's nothing to see beyond these pillars. The doctrine is just right out in front. We can understand it consciously. There's nothing to glimpse beyond that. We're not accessing our own inner wisdom here. We're learning the doctrine of the society. This is a portal of knowledge, and that's what these keys represent. They unlock the portal of knowledge. Sometimes these keys are silver and gold, and one represents the inner way and one represents the outer way, the idea of the sun and the moon. Here they're both silver. That's the idea of the two keys. And then we also have this triad going here between the two initiates and the priest. And the idea here is that the initiates represent a duality, like the dualistic nature of society. One has a blue-colored robe like the High Priestess. One has a red-colored robe like the Magician. And they represent the dualistic nature of society, and this dualism being brought together, not resolved, and just being brought together under this doctrine. The doctrine takes in people with varying ideas, say, and brings them together under this doctrine, this societal doctrine. Let's see, what else? Yeah, as far as the columns and the portal to the doctrine and the portal to this knowledge, and the idea that there's nothing behind it, there's no kind of, we're not accessing our own inner wisdom, but the doctrine does represent a good groundwork or framework for our own personal development and spiritual awareness. It provides a foundation for that. So yeah, and that's the kind of the part of the card that I think is most valuable for us on this journey, this enlightenment journey, that this doctrine provides a framework for us in our development. So, and once we have that framework solid, we can move on to the Lovers.